Hi, I'm Marie. I'm one of your Marker Pop colorists. I have a mini tutorial for you today and I hope you enjoy it. Today our skin tones for Coppertone will be E50, E21, E34, and together that will be a Coppertone. We'll do a cast shadow of B00 and a little touch of R20 on the cheeks. We're going to be using this adorable image by Sherry Baldy, my besties called Miss Mopsy. And take a look at those dreadlocks. Aren't they amazing? I'm going to be using Memento ink, Tuxedo Black. This is a dye-based ink which works really well with your Copics or your Shinhan, actually any alcohol ink-based marker. And we're going to be using an E50 as our base coat. By applying a base coat, I'm basically wetting the paper or saturating the paper lightly. Capillary action allows ink to flow where there's already moisture. So by applying a light base coat, your other ink will have a nice blend. I try to apply it extremely lightly with a very light touch because every time I go over it, one more layer or particle layer of ink will be laid down and it will darken your color. So just a light coat at this time. I'm next applying my mid-tone, and I'm going to be doing this in order to map out where I want my shadows. I'll be applying my shadows under my hairline, on the side of the face, under the neck, and any area on the arms, the legs, where I feel that the direct sunlight is being blocked, any cast shadow area, and on the sides of the arms and legs, the face, to allow a curved dimensional look so that my image doesn't have that flat appearance. Now I'm taking my shadow and I'm applying it on top of my mid-tone. Just very sparingly. You can always add more shadow, but it's very hard to correct it if you get too much. Again, blocking out just on top of those areas that I've already mapped. And I'll be blending out now with my mid-tone, my E21, just lightly flicking away from the very outer edge of my shadow toward my highlight, but reserving areas for my highlight. A gentle flicking motion. It's amazing how easy it is to lay down ink application with just a light touch. I'm now flicking inward with my very lightest highlight, very lightly over the very center, because that is my greatest area of highlight. I want to keep that light. Just a gentle flicking motion. You may want to at times just wipe the tip of your nib off because you don't want to necessarily transfer the darker colors to areas that you want to keep in highlight. Now I'm darkening my shadows again with my E34 and now blending out with my mid-tone, flicking inward again. I just needed to darken those areas up a little more. Doesn't she have a cute face? And now with my highlight, again flicking inward. I'm going to add a little bit of color to her cheeks with an E20. And with this wonderful sun-kissed Coppertone, you may want to even go with a little darker color for her cheeks if you prefer. I'll apply a little bit to her lips as well. And I'm just blending the areas on the arms and legs a little bit more. I do like to have a smooth look. I'm going to take some opaque white and kind of whiten up the very white part of the eyes, the part that Sherry has already mapped out for us. I'm just going to put a little bit on top. Now I like to water down my opaque white ink. It's very thick. You stir it. I put a little bit on an acrylic stamping block, or I can just put some on the lid and apply a little bit of water to that, thin it down, and I like to use a very fine brush. But make sure that when you do that, you wash the lid out afterwards, otherwise it will form a seal. It's very difficult to open next time. Now that my image itself has dried, I'm going to apply a little cast shadow with my BV000, and some very brave people use BV00. You'll get more of a cast shadow. You will want to add this cast shadow after you color the image to allow it to dry, because you don't want that to blend. You want the cast shadow a little bit sharper. Now this is my image, and the video that I have next is on coloring the dreadlocks. I hope you enjoy.